unplug. And I like to say unplug from the matrix of separateness. There are infinite stories that are promoting and teaching separateness, and they bring us down. And sometimes these stories are very subtle, and you have to go deep within yourself and determine what stories are preventing you from being aligned with your destiny. Now, I want to tell you a quick story. So I was teaching in the university when Donald Trump got elected. And I'll never forget that morning. I woke up in the middle of the night and I knew that the decision had been made. And I look up on my computer and it says Trump triumphed. Now, at the time, I felt a sort of my heart sink. But I had to go to school and I had to teach 2 classes on moral issues in America. And so I walked into class and I greeted my students. I kind of broke the ice with a joke. I said, some of you may have celebrated last night with a glass of champagne. Some of you may have been drowning in your sorrows with a glass of scotch. But hopefully none of you were doing either of those things because most of you are not 21. And I got a couple smiles, but they all looked worried. Like, what's going to happen now? How can we have a conversation when there's so much tension? And I basically said, hey, we're here to engage in dialogue. And yes, about politics and morality. And I want every student in this class to feel safe to express themselves. And you can mention Trump and you can mention his agenda, but there's going to be no attacking of the person, because that's a philosophical fallacy. And as I said this, I realized I needed to unplug. For me to walk into class every day, I knew that if I was watching the news, if I was engaging conversations about politics among friends of the same party, that this was going to limit me from being able to facilitate dialogue with integrity. And so in that moment, I realized, what is my purpose? My purpose as a philosopher and as a teacher and as someone who loves all of my students unequivocally, I unplugged from politics. And I have to say, I've never looked back, and it's amazing. But I realize that some of us, it's part of our purpose to be plugged into politics, and that's fine. But what I share this with you because we have moments in our life where we have to go deep and ask ourselves, what do I need to unplug from in order to retain the integrity of my unique soul purpose? But this is the thing, is ultimately there's only one thing that we all need to unplug from. And that's the matrix of separateness. And yes, you can unplug from the matrix of separateness even if you're engaging in politics, even if it's part of your unique love purpose to be on one party, to be part of one party or be part of the other, to stand up and fight, to assert your values. You can still unplug from the matrix. Because remember, we are all mere players on this stage. And so, as you engage your character, you show up in the world and you give it all you got. You go get it, as my teacher used to say, Swami Dayananda. But you have a level of understanding, the wisdom of Vedanta and other mystical traditions of the world, where you can say, I'm playing my role, I'm giving it everything I've got, but I realize at the end of the day, no one is unequivocally away from God or good. No one is unequivocally away from the supreme reality, from divinity, from the divine mystery, whatever name you have to express what is beyond the matrix, this world of vibrations. Om peace. I also wanted to share that unplug is one of the three parts of what I'm sharing in my teaching paradigm, which is You Are Love Mystic Philosophy. And the You Are Love stands for Unplug, Rise, Love.